I've been with no sleep for like 5 days. Living this life just for Friday. I don't like rules, I do it my way. Everywhere I go they say my name. 605 crypto, 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 605 crypto.
We love green.
This is Travis B with 605 Crypto, and welcome back. Let's get right into things today. Wanted to check in over with Stellar. Haven't talked about Stellar a whole lot on the channel, but Stellar is one of my favorite cryptocurrencies, currently around the 20 cent mark. I started buying it what was about 5 cents a couple years back. XLM, a lot of people say XLM is like the digital silver, while XRP is the digital gold. Now, you know, XRP is often seen as the big brother to Stellar because Stellar was actually created by one of the founders of XRP that left the company back in 2013 after a disagreement on the future of the company. So they left and they went over and they started Stellar, and like I said, one of my favorites. It's still a great price, I think, even at 20 cents. You can easily start accumulating Stellar, and you know, digital silver sounds pretty good to me. We talked about silver yesterday, the precious metal. You may want to pick up some precious metal silver and some digital silver at the same time. If we check in over at protocol.com, Ripple's CEO won't apologize for taking on the SEC. The SEC declared war on Ripple, and we're defending ourselves. And that's stated by Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. If we take a look down at the interview here, you can see one of the statements Mr. Garlinghouse says is, "The SEC continues, in my judgment, to drag its feet. It just feels like there's a certain hypocrisy since the SEC is continuing to note that justice delayed is justice denied. But they're seeking delays all the time. What Ripple seeks is clarity and a level playing field. The United States government and the regulators of the United States government should not be picking winners or losers." Says a lot right there. This is a great article, great interview, a lot of information in here. Check out protocol.com and take a look at this article. Some more exciting news for the Ripple XRP ledger. This company, Equilibrium Games, is bringing the metaverse and crypto to the XRP ledger. They're going to be utilizing a cryptocurrency called Equilibrium Games, which you can earn in-game. And they state that the goal of Equilibrium Games is to unite the gaming industry and the blockchain universe. Unlike most play-to-earn, metaverse, and GameFi coins, EQ is set to make blockchain games with a player-driven economy that enables players to trade items earned in games with each other rather than using a third-party market to conduct the exchanges. And this is really exciting because if you've checked in with anything over at Gala Games and Town Star, for example, you have to actually send that token offline to a third party to exchange it. There's fees. That overcomplicates the process. It adds fees into the transactions that you weren't counting on, and overall slows everything down. We all know that RippleNet and XRP, very, very low transaction fees. And if they can do this all within the game, this is very exciting. It's very exciting that gaming is coming to the XRP ledger. So let's keep Equilibrium Games on the radar and see what exciting news they have to offer in the coming months. Equilibrium Games. I'll try to start snatching that up as soon as they start listing it. Wanted to talk about Phoenix Finance briefly. I've heard a lot about this over the last few weeks. It seems to be gaining a whole lot of popularity and gaining in value. This is one of those nodes as a service kind of things, similar to Strong, and it's actually doing pretty well right now. A lot of people are reluctant to jump into these things because they may have been burned on some of these bad ones that just went south right away as soon as you put your money into them, like Ring Finance. So I've been kind of reluctant to dip my toes into a whole lot of these games, but Phoenix Finance, where you buy the fire token and you build nests that yield you rewards every day, it just showed up on my list of things to investigate. Because if we check in with Crypto Pilot over on the Twitter, he's showing a post from the Phoenix team that is announcing that Jordan Harry, who is actually one of the leaders of the XRP army, if you will, he works with the Bearable Bull, is joining as the head of marketing for Phoenix Community Capital. So that's very exciting. That puts a lot of stability, I feel, behind this project, and I trust Jordan Harry. I've followed him for a while. He seems to really know his stuff, and the Bearable Bull works. He works with the Bearable Bull, so that means a lot to me too. So I think there's a lot of validity behind this project now. So I encourage you to investigate on your own. Now, this is a reminder: I'm not a financial advisor, and you should do your own research. And anything that I talk about on this channel is just a hobby and for your information, but please do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. Disclaimer over. But I really think you should check into Phoenix Finance and see what they might have to offer for you. If we check in over there with the price of the Phoenix, the Fire token, it's about 309 right now. So this is one of the little more expensive ones to get into. That's why I brought up the similarities with Strong Block, which is running about 500. So you're going to need about 10 of these Phoenix Finance tokens. That's going to put you to about $3,000 to start a nest. Not really familiar with it. I'm going to investigate it more. I'll let you know what I learn. I'm not going to be getting into this one right now. I've decided to go ahead and invest a little bit in Thor and Lovature and Power Nodes. And I'm going to kind of test the waters with that, see how it goes. Maybe some of those profits, if those work out, are going to buy me a nest. And I can start nesting, or whatever this is, whatever they call it in Phoenix world. In sports news, over at Deadspin, the crypto crash devastates salaries of stars, including OBJ and Aaron Rodgers. As we heard this last year, a lot of these pro sports stars are starting to make big publicity deals about how they're going to accept part of their salaries in crypto, usually Bitcoin. Obviously, these guys maybe should have had somebody better negotiating for them. If we check in a little bit further down here, it kind of explains the situation. So in November, Beckham signed on the Rams and announced to the world that he'd be taking his salary in Bitcoin. That's a publicity move, which was valued around $64,000 at the time. It reached its all-time peak in November at $69,000, but sank to $33,000 earlier this week, less than half the November value. It's back up to $36,000 today, but nevertheless, Beckham's original salary, valued at $750,000 in Bitcoin, is down to just above $400,000 before tax. So he got crushed. So I'm not sure what the language of the contract was. I would have said that I want the cash equivalent in crypto, and I know that they get paid on an ongoing basis, so they can adjust that, you would think. But maybe they just said, oh, we bought this many Bitcoin back then, and you're screwed if the price of Bitcoin goes down. Now, the other end of this, it could have been a great contract. This is my speculation. A lot of these guys are doing these things for publicity and exposure, and they don't necessarily understand the crypto game. So if they were just getting Bitcoin and not managing it, I hope they had a financial advisor that might have been doing that, because they could certainly afford that, you would think. There was all sorts of options they could do when Bitcoin was on this nosedive down to the 30,000s that we're hovering in right now. Now, if they're going to hold in the long term, they're fine. Bitcoin will go back up eventually, I think. But right now it's just going to hover down here. And again, maybe these guys should look at how they're getting their contracts, the language of the contracts. you know, to make sure that they're always going to be making that dollar equivalent in cryptocurrency. I would have had a disclaimer in there, you know, hey, look, if Bitcoin dumps, you're going to be making up on the back end or adjusting throughout. Just my 2 cents. I'm not a financial advisor. Checking in with Nina Arden over on the Twitter. Talked about ZooKeeper again yesterday. I picked up a couple more NFTs. You know, I've been building a lot of excitement about the whole zoo ecosystem, and Nina points out that it is a whole ecosystem. You know, they have zoo farming, which I've been doing for a while. They have zoo genes. They have open zoo, which we've recently highlighted, and zoo games, and that's going to be. I think that's coming. So I'm going to check into zoo games. But she's predicting a price of Zoo to be $1 Q2. Q2 ain't far away, folks. If we check into the price of Zoo over at CoinMarketCap, we can see it's about the 6.5 cent mark. It's in the green right now. Great opportunity to get in and start scooping up a lot of Zoo. Again, you can visit the OpenZoo.io that we looked at yesterday and buy NFTs for very cheap and low gas fees. And, you know, it's a win-win all the way around. Great opportunity to get in. This thing is exploding. I've seen a whole lot more chatter about this over the last few days. Yep, keep your eye on it. I said it here. Zoo, scoop it up while you can. If something is worth doing it, it's worth doing it right. Do everything you do to the best of your ability, and you won't have many regrets in life. Thanks for joining us today. This is Travis B with 605 Crypto, and we'll see you next time.
I've been with no sleep for like 5 days, living this life just for Friday. I don't like rules, I do it my way. Everywhere I go, they say my name. 605 Crypto, 605 Crypto,
Travis B.
605 Crypto, 605 Crypto, 605 Crypto, 605 Crypto, 605 Crypto, 605 Crypto.
We love green.